They were ready to say goodbye. A young couple held their tiny German shepherd, trembling, tears streaking their faces, certain this would be the last time they would feel his warmth. But then something extraordinary happened. Something that would change everything in a heartbeat. Before we begin, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And tell me, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. The veterinary clinic was quiet, too quiet for a place usually alive with barking dogs, excited footsteps, and the chatter of hopeful pet owners. The fluorescent lights cast a sterile glow across the small examination room, accentuating the weight in the air. Every tick of the clock felt amplified, echoing through the silence like a countdown to the inevitable. In that room, the young couple sat huddled together, their faces strewn with tears, cradling their fragile German shepherd puppy. His bright, inquisitive eyes had dulled to a glassy sorrow, his breath shallow and uneven, his tiny body trembling. Every rise and fall of his chest seemed like it might be the last. They had tried everything to save him. Late night visits to multiple veterinarians, expensive medications that promised hope, but delivered heartbreak, countless whispered prayers in the dark. And yet, despite their tireless effort and boundless love, the diagnosis had come. Terminal. Now, they were here for the unthinkable, a final goodbye. The vet, a man whose calm demeanor hid decades of experience with heartbreak, spoke gently. It's time. The words were soft, but their weight was crushing. The couple nodded, unable to speak. Their hands traced the puppy's fur, whispering love and apologies, lingering on every soft patch as if memorizing it. Time seemed suspended, each second stretching longer than the last. The puppy, sensing the gravity of the moment, curled closer into his owner's arms. The room felt frozen, heavy with grief. The vet prepared the table with steady hands, though his eyes betrayed a quiet sorrow. He explained the procedure once more, giving the family one last chance to hold their beloved companion. The puppy stirred faintly, a tremor running through his small body. It was as if he, too, understood the countdown. The young woman pressed her cheek against a soft fur, letting her tears soak him as she whispered, "I'm so sorry, baby. I love you so much." Her partner placed a trembling hand over hers, voice breaking. "You are the best thing that ever happened to us." And then a miracle. With what little strength remained, the puppy shifted. Slowly, shakily, he lifted his head and draped one tiny paw over her arm. A hug, feeble but unmistakable. The room seemed to exhale. Even the vet paused, caught in the raw beauty of the moment. The faintest wag of his tail whispered gratitude. "Thank you for loving me." Time stopped. Grief and hope intertwined, suspended in the fragile embrace. The vet reached for the syringe. "When you're ready," he said, softly, giving them one last moment. The woman kissed the puppy's head, whispering goodbye. But then something caught the vet's attention. Something subtle, almost imperceptible. He froze, eyes narrowing at the puppy's chest. "Wait," he murmured, lowering the syringe. The couple looked up, confusion and fear mingling on their faces. "What is it?" the man asked, voice trembling. The vet didn't answer. Immediately, he placed his stethoscope against the puppy's ribs, listening intently. His brow furrowed, then lifted with a flicker of hope. His heart, it's weak, yes, but it's not failing. His breathing irregular but not stopping. The couple stared, disbelief and hope colliding in their chests. "Are you saying he's not dying?" the woman whispered, I need to run tests, the vet said, voice tense now. This little one might not be ready to leave us just yet. Instantly, the room shifted from grief to controlled urgency. Nurses skewered to prepare equipment. Oxygen masks were readied. For lines prepped. Emergency panels activated. Every movement was precise, purposeful, a silent battle against time. The puppy whimpered softly as he was lifted from his owner's arms. The woman's hands shook as she let go, panic flashing in her eyes. Please save him, whatever it takes. The vet nodded, focused entirely on the tiny life in front of him. The puppy was gently placed on the table, a soft mask fitted over his muzzle to help him breathe. Monitors beeped furiously, heart rhythms spiking and dipping like waves in a storm. This is an organ failure, the vet murmured. It's a severe infection. Something hidden but treatable. The words cut through despair like sunlight, breaking through clouds. The couple clung to each other, tears now a mixture of fear and fragile hope. The puppy's paw twitched, a subtle but undeniable sign of life fighting back. Commands rang out precise and urgent. If lines inserted, antibiotics administered, fluids pumped into fragile veins. Every adjustment was a battle against the invisible enemy inside the tiny body. Outside the glass window, the couple pressed close, hearts pounding. The woman pressed her hands together, whispering prayers under her breath. The man's jaw was tight, eyes unblinking as he followed every movement inside. They dared not miss a single moment of their puppy's struggle. Inside, the vet worked tirelessly, monitoring oxygen, adjusting medications, wiping sweat from his brow. Come on, little one, he muttered under his breath. You're stronger than this. The puppy's chest heaved unevenly, each breath a tiny spark of resistance. Hours passed, feeling like days. Monitors beeped steadily, a fragile rhythm between life and death. Finally, the vet stepped back, exhaustion etched into every line of his face. We've done everything we can, he said quietly. Now it's up to him. The couple held each other, whispering memories to fill the room with love, clumsy steps, playful barks, and boundless affection that had brightened every day of their lives. The night dragged on. Every sound from the hallway made their hearts leap. Every passing minute stretched into eternity. Yet they stayed holding hands, whispering stories, clinging to hope with every fiber of their being. As the first light of dawn touched the sky, the vet emerged, weary but smiling. Come with me, he said softly. Their legs trembled as they followed, holding their breath. In the recovery room, under a warm blanket, the puppy stirred. His tail twitched faintly, a tiny wag that seemed to radiate determination. His eyes opened slowly, locking onto the couple. A soft whine escaped him, not of defeat, but of recognition and life reclaiming its place. The woman dropped to her knees, tears streaming. He's alive, she whispered, barely able to believe what she was seeing. The vet nodded. The infection had been severe, but treatable. That final hug, the moment they thought was goodbye, had been a plea for help. The puppy hadn't been surrendering. He had been reaching out, asking for a chance. The couple embraced their little miracle, overwhelmed with gratitude. Against all odds, he had fought his way back, not to leave, but to stay. They spent the morning together in silence, every touch and glance heavy with newfound appreciation. The puppy nuzzled each hand, wagged his tail with the gentlest force, and offered tiny whines of reassurance. Each sound reminded the couple that miracles are often hidden in the smallest, quietest moments. The vet watched, a faint smile on his lips. Years of experience had taught him that life is fragile and fleeting, but moments like these, where love and resilience intersect, are worth every tear, every long night, and every anxious heartbeat. As they left the clinic later that day, the young couple carried more than their puppy. They carried a renewed belief in hope, in miracles, and in the stubborn, unstoppable force of love. That tiny German shepherd who had clung to life with all he had would forever remind them that sometimes, even in the darkest hour, hope can wag its tail and change everything.